Can anyone tell me why I am here?
We're here to investigate an incident that nearly killed me.
Oh, come on.
I heard it was an accident.
This was no accident, Senior Detective. This was a deliberate attempt on my life.
Are you saying that someone actually tried to kill you?
That's exactly what I'm saying. The same someone who spent the entire weekend sabotaging me. Constable Parrish.
With respect, sir, you have no grounds to accuse Constable Parrish.
You were there. She had it in for me right from the word go.
It was nothing malicious.
You weren't on the receiving end.
Okay, so tell us what happened from when you first arrived at the Loving.
Adventure course, let's get it right. It's meant to be an exercise in solidarity, to instill a team spirit between our two stations.
Didn't quite turn out that way.
And that lot, they were the only ones on the course?
3 from St David's, 3 from here. And the organiser, of course.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Damien Nesbitt, and this will be your home for the next 2 nights.
Inspector Russell Falcon Price. I'm the leader of this fine contingent.
First mistake. There's no ranks here. It's first names only.
Like it already. What do you say, Rusty?
The name's Russell. Parrish has never respected me, and this trip was just a convenient excuse for her to demonstrate that.
Okay, grab yourselves a bunk, settle in, then we'll elect some team leaders.
Sorry, Russell. First in, best dressed.
All yours, Inspector.
Thank you, Peter.
Teach me for being slow.
Would you prefer the bottom bunk, Tom?
Oh, if you don't mind.
No, I prefer it on top anyway.
Don't get too comfortable, Rusty. Got a few surprises in store for you.
Russell. The name is Russell. I had no idea at the time her threat was serious.
Parrish wouldn't have meant anything by that. She was just entering into the spirit of the weekend.
It's in Joe's nature to stir. She's not going to do anything dangerous.
She wasn't even anywhere near the cliff face at the time.
She had ample opportunity to loosen that piton. The equipment was set up the night before.
How on earth would she know that you were going to be the first one up?
We were all told at the briefing that the tallest person on each team would go first.
Yes.
I'd almost reached the top in record time, and the piton popped.
Stay there, Russell. Don't try to move. Stay here. Keep him calm. If he tries to move, he could undo more pitons.
Just hang on.
And I was just dangling there.
Okay, Russell, you're home. All right. Stay calm. It's okay, all right? Yeah. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn you, okay? Okay? All right. It's all right. It's all right. I've got you. No, I'm turning you. No, hey.
It was supposed to be me.
It still sounds very much like an accident.
I wouldn't have brought everyone back here, Detective, unless I was absolutely certain.
Are you sure that you just didn't want it to be a deliberate act?
What are you implying?
Well, maybe you were feeling guilty because you stuffed the client.
This was a deliberate attempt on my life.
Came out, sir. Inspector,
If you find the red team, will you let them know what's happened? Thanks.
something's hit this several times up and down.
What are you saying?
Wasn't an accident. It had been hit with something heavy. The marks were clear.
Right, well, your police members will have to be referred to ESD.
That's not necessary.
Well, if it was a deliberate act, it is, sir.
Can we have a quiet word? In private? If we can get Parrish to admit that it was just a stupid prank gone wrong, we might be able to save her career.
Well, you said that she deliberately tried to kill you.
Well, perhaps I just got a hell of a fright.
It's still a very serious matter.
Exactly. And that is all the more reason to get everything sorted before we call ESD.
What don't you want ESD to find out, sir?
Nothing. I'm purely thinking of Parrish. She's a good young member, Hashem. It's not worth ruining her career over a stupid mistake, is it?
I can't believe you're taking this seriously.
We don't, the toe cutters will.
Which would you prefer?
Nobody. I just wish this whole thing hadn't happened.
All you have to do is admit your mistake and be done with it.
I'm not admitting to anything. I didn't do anything.
Okay, I know you're all tired, but I need to get statements from everybody.
For goodness sake, this is stupid. Joe didn't do anything.
Thank you.
You'll get your chance to talk, Sergeant Watts.
Ben, I need you to sit in on this as another neutral party. Yeah, of course.
I knew the whole weekend was going to be a complete disaster, right from the first briefing and the selection of the team.
Okay, leader of the red team is Joe.
Aha!
Leader of the blue team is Russell.
Go Team Red.
Okay, select your teams.
Peter.
Hey, Rusty, that's not fair.
Please, Constable Parrish, don't call me Rusty.
We're on a first-name basis, remember?
And my name is Russell. I haven't worked as hard as I have for the rank of Inspector to be called Rusty.
I don't care. If I catch you using ranks again, you'll lose points.
Fine.
Well, Russell, I think we should toss for first pick of our teams.
Damien didn't say so. First in, best dressed.
Oh, whatever you say, Rusty. Girl power. I pick Kirsten.
Constable. Jonesy.
And I guess that means I get you, boss.
Thank you, Parrish. I'm overwhelmed.
Now, Tom, it's Joe.
Not first draft, pick then, boss.
I don't believe for a second that Parrish would do anything to deliberately hurt the inspector, but...
You think it might have been an accident?
She was very competitive all weekend, especially with Falcon Price.
Like how?
Okay, everyone, you're now officially lost.
All right, so which way's north?
Well, judging by the sun, that way.
Don't tell him they're on the other team.
It's not a competition, Parrish. 2 teams, 1 global prize.
If she plays by the rules, I will.
Yeah, I heard that.
Left or right hand?
What?
Choose.
Left.
Okay, you get the matches. You get the tomahawk. Cooperation, remember?
All right, well, if that's north, that's our way. Let's go. Come on, Jones. It's not a Sunday stroll.
Come on, Red Team. This way.
Hang on.
Yeah, well, come on, Tom. They're going to get a head start.
Sir.
How are we supposed to get across this?
Maybe there's a ford somewhere. We could split up and look for it.
I don't think that's the idea.
What are we supposed to do with that?
Your last pick might just earn you first points, Parrish.
You have to call me Joe, remember?
Do you want me to help you or don't you, Parrish?
Yeah, sure. What do you need?
Where's that tomahawk?
I knew we'd find you useful, Tom. So I picked you.
What's that for?
Trailing rope. Means we can leave the raft on the other side. This is where the 2 routes intersect. Russell's lot can drag it back and get across.
Why should we help them any more than we already have? We built the raft.
We?
Well, you.
That's the spirit of the game, remember? Cooperation.
Well, what if they get ahead of us on the next leg?
Yeah, you think they'll help us?
She's right. We'll have Rusty crowing at us all night if he beats us.
All right, have it your way. She wasn't exactly playing by the rules, but as I say, there was no real malice in it.
No. Mrs. Falcon Price.
Felicity, what are you doing here?
I hope you don't mind, sir. I called earlier just to let her know that there'd been a problem. Come through. We shouldn't need him much longer, Mrs. Falcon Price.
Thought you might be hungry 3 days in the bush.
Something hot and sweet.
It's a curry.
Again.
Well, I made it for you last month. Remember? Have you got somewhere we can heat this up?
We've got a microwave, sure.
Thank you, Felicity, but I'm not hungry. Really. Can wait till I get home.
Joe?
Finally get to speak in my defence, do I? So, are you okay?
Fine, fine. Thank you, Peter. Well, how was your weekend?
Oh, well, you know, quiet. Uneventful.
Hello. I always spot a new face. My name's Ray. First name's okay?
Ben.
Well, welcome then.
Now, come on.
Evening. Welcome, everybody. My name's Ray. I'm the convener of this chapter meeting, and I'm an alcoholic.
Hello, Ray.
Mrs. Falmouth, please.
I think it's just Christian names here. Felicity.
Yes, I remember. Ben.
So do I. Slightly different circumstances, though. Forget how much the fine cost me.
Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't think it'd be this bad.
Want the coffee?
Fronting up to a meeting.
No. This will be more like it. Black?
No, your classic white wine, thanks. Kid's not home.
No. I wanted to see how I'd be after the meeting. And Russell is away on this course thing, so...
With some of my colleagues, yes. They call them love-ins.
No, I shunted the kids off to grandmother's for the weekend. To buy myself some time. See how I came through the meeting.
I did the same kind of thing myself. I turned down the love-in so I could have some time on my own. Go solo for my first go. Thanks.
Been tough, has it?
You? Okay.
I'm just not sure whether I can do this on my own. Russell, he just doesn't want to know. I think he'd be happier if I kept on drinking and kept sweeping it under the carpet.
Listen, I should probably go.
Yes, I'm sorry. Look, take some biscuits. Yeah, they're very nice. I made them myself.
Ben?
Sorry?
I can't believe the boss would dob me in like that.
Oh, he just said that you and Falcon Price were being competitive.
Russell was being a complete jerk. Talk about win at all costs. Just tried to cut him down to size a bit, that's all.
By cutting the rope on the raft?
It wasn't as if it was going to hurt anybody. Guess you've heard about the rest.
Do go on.
All right, who short-sheeted my bed? Who salted the sugar?
It's not funny, Joe.
Well, it was. Look, I played a few tricks on him, but nothing dangerous.
Maybe the loose pitten was supposed to be a joke too.
Get real, Ben, I'm not stupid.
Look, this first pitten was deliberately loosened. An object like a hammer was used.
Who would have access to that sort of hardware?
Well, there was nothing like that allowed on the weekend. We couldn't bring anything in and nothing was provided.
Right, so the tomahawk that Damien gave you was the only tool at the camp?
Yeah, but I didn't have it for long. It went missing.
That's convenient, Constable Parrish.
Yes, well, somebody nicked it, obviously.
When did you notice it was gone?
Last night. We couldn't open the canned food. I went to go and get the tomahawk and it wasn't where I left it.
Any ideas?
Well, at the time, I thought it was rusty, but I suppose he wouldn't sabotage himself, would he?
So did you have a look around the camp?
Everywhere.
Do you mind if we take a look in your pack?
Yeah, I do.
Is this yours?
That's it.
Thanks. Go on.
I knew it.
Any ideas if that got in it?
Well, someone's planted it, obviously.
Oh, give it up, Parrish.
One of you is trying to set me up.
All right, let's stop and think about this for the moment.
It can only have been the tomahawk that was used to loosen the piton, and we found that in Parrish's luggage.
If she'd known the tomahawk was in her pack, she wouldn't have agreed to the search.
Well, she didn't have much choice, did she?
It was her right to refuse.
You're not being objective.
Well, if you feel that way, perhaps it's time we called in Monica Draper.
Not while Parrish is still denying it.
Can we just get off Joe for the moment? Now, did you upset anyone else over the weekend?
Me? No, of course not.
No one-upmanship? Little clashes?
Well, now that you mention it, Jones was a bit resentful. The next time the red team meet us, they're on their own. This is war.
So how do we get across? Can't swim.
Oh, don't worry, Peter. We don't all have to go in. What? You go over there and get it and bring it over to us.
But shouldn't we draw straws?
I'm the team leader, and I say you drew the short straw. Get a move on, Jones. Good man, Peter. See, I told you you'd be all right. Keep going.
I can do it. Go, Rusty. I'll send it back.
Russell! Oh, come on, Jones. It's not a pleasure cruise. Put some muscle into it.
You did that on purpose.
Well, you told me to put some muscle into it.
Oh, good. Now we can all have cold dinners and sit around the bloody dark when we get back.
Why?
Well, these aren't going to be much good to anybody, are they?
Jones. I thought it was Parrish.
Well, we haven't ticked any boxes yet.
No, well, look, Jones got his revenge at the river. He had no reason to teach the inspector a lesson.
Well, the same could be said for Joe.
Men let things go. Women hold grudges. You know how vindictive they can be.
Geez, you haven't changed, have you?
What about you? Still stealing other men's wives?
Right, let's get back on track, shall we? Now, the tomahawk went missing last night. Any ideas of undertaking it? Any thoughts who might have had the opportunity to loosen the baton?
Well, if you're looking at Jones, it could have been him.
I just want to remind everyone of why we're sitting here in the dark, freezing and hungry.
It's not my fault we're hungry. I didn't lose the tomahawk.
I didn't lose it.
What, someone just walked in and took it, did they?
I don't know. But even if we could open the tins, we can't cook without matches.
No, to hell with this. I'm having a shower.
Enjoy it. They're cold too.
He took something from his pack. Could have been the tomahawk.
All right. My fault. My fix.
Where are you going?
Rub two sticks together. Of course I didn't take it. I mean, how would I loosen the baton on that rock face anyway, in the dark? I mean, it was hard enough to climb in broad daylight. And I was the one that pointed out the marks on the baton in the first place.
Yeah, all right, all right. So what did you do when you went outside?
Well, you know the old friction trick.
Why are you calling me here? We're only emergency calls only. Look, I can't do this now. I have to go.
Hands up who loves Jonesy.
This looks like an extra 10 points to me.
Oh, go blue team. Well done indeed, Jones. We might have to start calling you Indiana.
Who hates Rusty enough to want to hurt him?
Could have been anyone, really, couldn't it?
It could have been you.
What?
Well, you were out most of the night. Where were you on the night in question, Senior Constable Stewart?
Russell, I am in deep trouble here. No, we are. Our family is. Russell, you listen to me! No, you don't understand. Bastard! You can't talk now.
You okay?
you stay? Just for a few minutes.
Yeah, sure. I was taking some exercise after work. Went for a walk. I had some thinking to do, okay?
I've been thinking, there's someone we haven't considered.
Who?
Damien.
Bloke in hospital with a broken back.
He fell because Rusty knocked his lead hand, and he wouldn't have expected that. He knows how to loosen a piton, plus he had more opportunity than any of us.
Why would Damien want to set up Falcon Price?
Because Rusty wouldn't play by the rules.
You're not getting any matches, Russell. Or a can opener.
You know who I am.
Who you are is irrelevant. On my course, we're all equal.
I'm a police inspector with 4 university degrees. You're a Leyland Brothers wannabe.
Is that right?
If it didn't hurt so much, I'd be laughing. I wouldn't wreck my own equipment for a start.
So you weren't trying to teach the inspector a lesson?
Not the way I operate. But I think I can help you.
How?
There was one woman on that trip who I reckon would have enjoyed seeing him humiliated like that.
I didn't ask to be here this weekend. I was sent here.
And you'll take every opportunity to let me know how unhappy you are about it, won't you?
I am not the one who created this situation, Russell. You did. You and your spineless, vindictive ego.
Please, Kirsten, can we just remember the good times? That was a private conversation.
Right, well, when private conversations are overheard, they stop being private. Now, Kirsten Watts has issues with you, so why didn't you tell us about that? So?
We had a brief liaison.
Liaison, right.
Yes. An affair. Kirsten and I.
So obviously that's why you didn't want Esther to get involved?
Yes. Oh, it didn't last long. I realised how foolish it was and put an end to it.
You didn't consider that she might be angry?
Look, I thought it was Parrish. I hoped she'd behave reasonably and own up to playing an ill-judged prank. Then none of these personal issues need to be discussed.
Well, unfortunately, that's exactly what's going to have to happen.
Just be discreet. The thing with Kirsten is finished. I don't want anything to jeopardise my marriage.
It's okay, you know. We both needed to do this.
I'd make things even more complicated than they already are.
To feel comforted. Supported.
Comfort and support sound like handy euphemisms for adultery to me. This was my fault. I suppose I had an instinct about what might happen when I came back.
More than a Tupperware party.
The inspector's wife. Bad move, huh?
I don't know. Felt like a pretty good move to me.
But one that we should probably pretend never happened. One we should probably never let happen again. Yes?
If that's what you think.
At least it stopped me drinking.
You going to be okay with that?
This time, I think so.
Well, I suppose I'd better go. You look far too good lying there.
It's been a long time since anyone said anything like that to me.
Russell had a nerve talking to you about our relationship.
Is it true?
Or elements of it, yeah. If you want to know, he's a dud in bed anyway.
So, after this argument you had in the toilet block, you both returned to your bunks?
Yeah.
Well, that's not what we've been told.
Who by? Everyone else was asleep.
Please swallow a bugle. Who's Kirsten?
She probably went and jumped off a cliff. I might join her in a minute.
So where did you go?
I went outside for a walk to cool off.
In the dark?
I didn't go very far.
Are you sure?
I didn't go and sabotage any climbing gear.
Are you sure you weren't bitter towards the inspector for breaking off your relationship?
That argument wasn't just about him dropping me. Give me some credit.
What was it about?
Well, I just applied for a senior sergeant's posting at St David's. Russell badmouthed me to the board and was loudly recommending me for a posting elsewhere. He likes to surround himself with yes people, like Peter Baines.
Did he get the job?
We applied for it as well. And after playing the little lapdog, the little brown-noser all these years, I would think so.
No, at the end of the day, I couldn't recommend Peter for the job either.
I thought he was your blue-eyed boy.
Well, he has potential, but I don't think he's senior sergeant material. Not yet.
Have you told him that?
Yes, and he took it on the chin.
Well, what else could I do? I missed out. I had to accept it. And we all know how well you handle rejection. At least I wasn't demoted.
Are you sure you didn't resent the inspector for not endorsing your promotion?
Of course I did. I earned it. I work longer hours than all the other sergeants in the station.
But you didn't tell the inspector how you felt?
I'm not a fool.
You didn't tell him in a non-verbal kind of a way by dangling him off a cliff.
Well, that wouldn't be very smart now, would it? I do want a promotion one day.
PJ, I've just spent 2 nights in a freezing room on a hard bunk. Can't we just hand it over to ESD and be done with it?
Look, Joe is the main suspect. The Tomahawk was in a pack. Imagine what they're going to make of that.
Assuming that the Tomahawk was used to loosen the pitons.
Well, it has to have been. There was nothing else heavy enough on the course.
Well, no, not officially.
What? You reckon there might have been a bit of contraband?
You crafty hoe.
It's a basic survival technique. Anybody knows that. Always take chocolate into the bush. You can live on it for days if you have to.
We were all starving the other night. You didn't even offer.
Hardly starving. And if Jones hadn't worked out how to open the tins, I would have shared it around.
Oh. What else? Come on. What else was taken in there?
Oh, a compass.
Very useful.
Well, all right. Come on. Who else?
Oh, was that for your walk in the dark?
No, it's all right, Joe. We've checked your bag.
Well, not the front section.
Jonesy.
What?
Bit of gamesmanship.
Well, I have to say I'm extremely disappointed in you, Jones.
It's a good job ESD aren't here, isn't it? Well, ethics do seem to be pretty thin on the ground, don't they?
Peter.
Sir?
Come on, man.
No, I didn't take anything. I followed the rules.
No, you didn't.
Says here, right here, that this is the route. Nowhere does it say anything about a large clump of blackberries blocking the track.
We'll just have to backtrack and find another way.
And get lost in the meantime. The red team will love that, won't they?
Inspector! I'll clear the path.
Good man.
How'd you manage that?
Very carefully. Those thorns were a real bastard.
Show me your hands.
Excuse me?
Well, if he cleared the bush by hand, he'd be scratched.
Show us.
You had a knife.
Why would I want to hurt the inspector? He's been very supportive of me.
Not at the river. The inspector wasn't very supportive of you there, was he?
I can't swim.
You don't have to. You go on the raft. You won't even get wet.
What if I fall in? I'll drown with this bloody pack on.
Oh, for goodness sake, Peter, stop being such a milquetoast. Just get on the damn thing.
I don't even know what a milk toast is.
Yeah, well, you got the drift. And remember the leadership ballot?
Congratulations, Russell and Joe. You're our team leaders.
I can count on your vote, Peter.
You don't think I've got leadership material then, sir?
Not that at all, Peter. I voted for Tom. Want to see what you might come up with.
Couldn't have given a crap.
You were jealous.
Just like you were jealous when Jonesy got the extra points.
Oh, go blue team. Well done indeed, Jones. You might have to start calling you Indiana.
Oh, cool.
Those 10 extra points might just win us the competition. Not that it's a competition.
I don't have to listen to this. I'm tired and I'm hungry and I have to be at work in the morning, so...
Peter. Your pack.
Fine. Go ahead. Nothing. Happy? No knife.
I'm sorry, Peter. You would understand I had to ask.
We done?
Mm-hmm. You'll stop at nothing, will you?
Pardon?
You crucified that man, humiliated him.
What about what he did to you?
We all know who the culprit is, Parrish.
Inspector?
I should have known your investigation would be compromised. I'm calling ESD. Try pulling the wool over their eyes.
Still like Baines for it.
Peter Baines runs after Falcon Price like a little puppy dog looking for approval, but rarely gets it. If he's got any pride at all, it's got to be driving him nuts.
It's still a thin motive. ESD won't be satisfied.
Well, why should they when they've got me with a tomahawk?
Morning, all.
Hey.
We need something a lot more conclusive on Baines.
Yeah, well, the knife would be.
You can't be sure he had a knife.
I am, PJ.
Something I should know about?
Where is it then?
Well, if it wasn't in his pack, it must be still out in the bush.
Oh, we better find it then. You mind if I borrow this too?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, how's the loving?
You blokes find anything?
Nothing.
Oh, which one was Baines's bug?
The top one. But he was never here alone. So it's most probably out there somewhere.
He's probably chucked it in the river.
What were they used for?
Well, there was a raft.
So they would have been outside.
Yeah. Our poods, they've always been sealed.
So much for that then. Thank you. Bye-bye, Baines.
And look, these nicks on the back of the blade. Like it's been used to hit something.
All right, we'll pass it on to ESD, who I assume are on their way, Inspector?
Yes, they certainly are, and they'll take a long, hard look at the convenience of this sudden evidence.
I hope you're not suggesting that our investigation hasn't been on the level.
There's nothing to suggest that that is Peter's knife. It could have been there for months.
Oh, it didn't look like it.
We've lifted a print. We'll know soon enough.
They won't be his. Peter's loyal, which is more than I can say for anyone in this station.
No, that's okay. We'll call him at home. Thanks. Peter Baines, he's not at work.
What?
He came in this morning, he asked for you, and he left again when he found out you weren't there.
Guilty conscience.
He's probably taken stress leave, given all you've put him through.
If we get a confession out of him, ESD won't dig too deep. That's what you wanted.
Well, I certainly didn't want this, Detective, not by a long shot.
Well, there's no answer at Baines's house.
Well, he's done a run.
Well, wouldn't you?
No,
He's not just looking at losing his career. He's going to do serious jail time.
Sarge, I got a summons to serve.
Yeah, go ahead.
How do you expect me to take a bloody pledge when I feel so alone? My husband, he doesn't even want to know. And the one person who, it seemed, might be able to help me, he makes love to me and then dumps me.
I haven't dumped you. I'm here. I will support you through this. All we agreed was not to make things any more complicated than they already are.
Well, I shouldn't have agreed to it. I want to keep seeing you, Ben. How can I say no to this and no to something else that I really want at the same time? It's just too hard. I know that you feel exactly the same way. Tell me you don't. I'm not being fair, am I? Sorry. Go on.
Listen to me. You're right, okay? I couldn't say it. How can I?
You can't. So?
He was in the office when you called.
Bugger him. It's up to you, Ben.
It can't be him. It won't be him. Why would he knock? He wouldn't knock.
You don't go away.
Where is the bastard?
Look, he's down at Mount Thomas Station, okay? All right? No, I really think you should leave. Now.
Don't touch me. Do not touch me! Baines, what are you doing?
What the hell are you doing here?
I saw you come in. We've been trying to contact you.
Well, you found me.
Call Mount Thomas Station. Mrs. Falcon Price, just do as I say. I will take it from here. Come on.
We've lifted a print off the handle. Any doubt that it's going to be yours?
Probably not.
So there's no point saying you've never seen it before?
No. It's mine, fine by me.
And the marks on the back of the blade?
You know what they're from.
Can you please confirm for the tape how these marks were made?
I loosened the top piton on the cliff face.
Knowing that Inspector Falcon Price would suffer the consequences.
I knew it.
Why, Peter? I mean, I thought you were Falcon Price's man.
I'm nobody's man, right? That bastard...
Sit down.
That bastard calls me a sissy. Patronises me in front of everyone and still expects me to lick up his spit.
What did you think would happen?
I wanted him to look like a fool, you know, to let the team down. I wanted him to know what it's like to feel humiliated.
And when it all went wrong, you tried to blame somebody else by putting the tomahawk in Parrish's pack.
Yep. They were giving each other such a hard time, everyone would think it was another prank.
Well, they did. For a while.
I never meant for anyone to get hurt.
A man nearly died. It's going to cost you more than your job.
I don't have a job. I have grooming sessions with a man who thinks I've only got what it takes as long as it's on his terms. No. I'm better off out of it.
And in jail.
That was Kirsten Watts. Baines resigned before ESD got hold of him.
Where's Stewart? Word. Sit. Felicity told me what happened.
Sir.
I just want to thank you personally. I didn't think Baines had it in him to be violent. Just goes to show, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
So, what on earth were you doing in St David's in the first place? Just out of interest.
Following up an inquiry, sir.
Yes. Well. Well done. I know we've had our differences in the past, Stuart. Let's start again, shall we? Clean slate.
Can anyone tell me why I am here?
We're here to investigate an incident that nearly killed me.
Oh, come on.
I heard it was an accident.
This was no accident, Senior Detective. This was a deliberate attempt on my life.
Are you saying that someone actually tried to kill you?
That's exactly what I'm saying. The same someone who spent the entire weekend sabotaging me. Constable Parrish.
With respect, sir, you have no grounds to accuse Constable Parrish.
You were there. She had it in for me right from the word go.
It was nothing malicious.
You weren't on the receiving end.
Okay, so tell us what happened from when you first arrived at the Loving.
Adventure course, let's get it right. It's meant to be an exercise in solidarity, to instill a team spirit between our two stations.
Didn't quite turn out that way.
And that lot, they were the only ones on the course?
3 from St David's, 3 from here. And the organiser, of course.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Damien Nesbitt, and this will be your home for the next 2 nights.
Inspector Russell Falcon Price. I'm the leader of this fine contingent.
First mistake. There's no ranks here. It's first names only.
Like it already. What do you say, Rusty?
The name's Russell. Parrish has never respected me, and this trip was just a convenient excuse for her to demonstrate that.
Okay, grab yourselves a bunk, settle in, then we'll elect some team leaders.
Sorry, Russell. First in, best dressed.
All yours, Inspector.
Thank you, Peter.
Teach me for being slow.
Would you prefer the bottom bunk, Tom?
Oh, if you don't mind.
No, I prefer it on top anyway.
Don't get too comfortable, Rusty. Got a few surprises in store for you.
Russell. The name is Russell. I had no idea at the time her threat was serious.
Parrish wouldn't have meant anything by that. She was just entering into the spirit of the weekend.
It's in Joe's nature to stir. She's not going to do anything dangerous.
She wasn't even anywhere near the cliff face at the time.
She had ample opportunity to loosen that piton. The equipment was set up the night before.
How on earth would she know that you were going to be the first one up?
We were all told at the briefing that the tallest person on each team would go first.
Yes.
I'd almost reached the top in record time, and the piton popped.
Stay there, Russell. Don't try to move. Stay here. Keep him calm. If he tries to move, he could undo more batons.
Just hang on.
And I was just dangling there.
Okay, Russell, here I am. All right. Stay calm. It's okay, all right? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn you, okay? Okay? All right. It's all right. It's all right. I've got you. No, I'm turning you. No, hey.
It was supposed to be me.
It still sounds very much like an accident.
I wouldn't have brought everyone back here, Detective, unless I was absolutely certain.
Are you sure that you just didn't want it to be a deliberate act?
What are you implying?
Well, maybe you were feeling guilty because you stuffed the client.
This was a deliberate attempt on my life, and there is physical evidence. Ask Jones, he found it. I think it's his back. No, we haven't moved it. Good. Yeah, thanks. Take it easy, Damien. Chopper's on the way. This is terrible.
Not your fault the piton came out, sir. Inspector.
You find the red team. Will you let them know what's happened?